Moving
The
on.
fire motif would fit with the whole Lyco's chosen burning people.
Lyco's chosen was not known for. They did not burn people. That would be the Enlighteners.
Or Enlighteners, yeah.
Right. I was thinking of the bonfire the other night.
Alright. Has anyone just walked through the gate yet? That's a question.
Yeah.
Also, Bradane was asking, does Kasai have Mold Earth?
No, she does not.
Ugh. Sports.
And no, Tolas definitely does not.
Well, it was a shot. Silas walks through the gate.
Yeah, Silas is gonna.
You walk through the doorway and nothing happens.
They're gonna investigate the doorway while they're there too, just to look it over.
You get 3 years of bad luck because that's how walking under ladders works. I don't know.
So,
If you want to investigate the structures itself, roll me investigation.
Yep, yep, yep.
It could be that you had to present your own
But-
sacrifice.
Silas, by the gods, true Anfel, you are going to get us all killed.
Most likely.
So I was
You
like,
see
well,
it
I'm not dead
This is
yet.
pushed up against one of the things.
You might not
I
be
didn't
dead
hear.
yet, but you might get someone else killed.
Mm.
Glad to see our livelihood is very important to you.
You look at the breadth. That's the thing. Despite the incineration on the ground and the people, the doorway itself is untouched. Like, it's not affected by any sort of charring or burn or anything. Aside from that, there isn't any arcane sigildry hidden or obvious upon it. You know, as a bard, Fel gods do not have to play by the standard rules of magic. They could just sort of force and manifest things into existence, depending on what their portfolio is. So a god of the moon cannot make the sun show up, and so on. Laughs in Scalekeeper Therester, who's the god of sun and moon, but that's besides the point. So it depends entirely upon their quote-unquote divine portfolio, as well as the type of Fel god they actually are. Devils have a very specific motif compared to fairies or demons. Of course, there are some exceptions here and there. Ice devils would be more icy. Woodsy devils are more woodsy. So on and so forth. But as an overall rule, they're usually pretty obvious. As far as you see, nothing magic. Not even the detection of it.
Racy, I think we might be setting up camp here, and we'll probably have food going in not too long. Feel free to join us if you're hungry.
Are you sure you want to set up camp here?
I don't know. Ask Redane.
Do you know a better place?
That's a good question, actually.
For this many people, it'd probably be difficult.
I'll say plus 3. Actually, no, it should be plus proficiency as well. So we'll say 16.
Hmm.
Is our proficiency higher?
No, I don't know a specific place, but anywhere with cover would be better than here with all the bodies.
I'm inclined to agree.
Question,
That's
Crash.
6.
Yes, Red?
The scarab. How quickly would it be able to take those? Could it take away the body?
I think it's a lot. I think I said 10 minutes per medium body.
Yeah.
So take you 2 hours to finish eating all these bodies.
Yeah.
Crunch, crunch,
2
crunch,
hours.
crunch.
Yeah.
I'd mentioned that to Redane. I can have these cleared in 2 hours.
He holds up this golden scarab that's the size of his fucking hand, like a true golden scarab of Egypt. It's not actually alive. It's like a magic idol.
Understood. We can make this place work.
I
Can
want to stay
this-
nearby, if
Can
that's
this be
alright.
done? So this is the general shape. We use whatever foliage we can to pack this into a boma-like area so it's hard to get through. We set our lanterns up here at a decent area so we can spot them, light them out, and create cover right here so we can hide behind for arrow fire. We can keep the horses back here so they're protected, have the wolves out here so they can sense
It would be really fucking tight because the clearance really only goes 10 feet, so it'd be really tight.
Oh, it only
But
goes 10 feet
Yeah,
out to first line of trees?
Yes. Again, it's not really much of a clearing, more so than a small patch. It could be set up. It'd just be really
How
Really
far
tight.
apart is the line of trees?
It varies anywhere from 6 feet. Some go to 13. I guess there's probably a couple trees that are less than 3 feet away from each other.
How thick are they?
These would be akin to old pine trees, so
So like maybe a foot at the biggest.
I think it might be a bit bigger depending on which ones. But yeah, I think on average around a foot.
Okay.
On
So we could quickly chop those down, the front line, and then line them up so we create cover. Use
if you
whatever
need
foliage-
anything chopped, Zal's your boy.
That would give us about a 20, 30-foot clearing. We could do. I mean, we could continue to work at it, but then it would set us up lines where we can have cover. We can see out. I mean, it definitely could work. There's no perfect because we're in the middle of the woods and they're rangers, but this neutralizes as much as possible.
It gives you some cover, which I think is the important bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you guys okay with fortifying next to the entrance of the trials?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the best spot.
You guys will be pushing this preparation into nightfall because it's already sundown.
That's fine. I would
Yeah.
want to get Rodra up on the highest location we can to look out. Nushka too, because she has dark vision.
30 feet of it.
Oh, so not really.
You seem to be using half of it just to look at the ground,
Right.
much less the ground at a distance.
Hey, 30 feet of...
But the
Not
catch
much
is she is also invisible to creatures that use dark vision to see her. There's also
Okay.
that.
So yeah,
could
we
be
should
like-
definitely have her and Rodra out like as our Advon while the other people are working.
Roger would pitch them occupying the same tree but at different elevations. She gets top. Roger gets the top of the tree. Anushka gets towards the bottom. Not the bottom, but like the lower branches.
That works. And then we could make it almost like impossible to get through without climbing through or bumbling around. We can have cover for arrow fire. The wolves will catch any scent, and we will have the bodies cleared as well as these lanterns back here. We'll
If nothing else, you guys could just move the bodies and let the scarab go to work. It doesn't have to obstruct your guys' construction efforts.
Yeah, I'll take care of that. And once the scarab starts chomping,
It's a disgusting sound to see a scarab viciously chew through a man-sized person, much less 12 times in a row, with apparently a impossible to satiate appetite.
They leave behind
Yeah.
a tattered armor.
While they're doing that, I would like to
No
start
armor.
working on the 250 GP diamond to see if I can get some work done on that.
I assume all of you guys, correct me if I'm wrong, are going to try to make yourself useful as you guys are setting up camp.
Yeah.
Sort
Does
of.
anyone want to do anything specific?
No, separating from the group one's great. I more or less just keeping watch, eyes and ears out for if something approaches.
I have some things I want to do in the camp, but not specifically helping.
So I would
Okay.
set up like 2 entrance and exit pathways, and then we could use our alchemist fire and acid vials to sort of line those to make it hell to come through.
You're going to pour them out right now?
No, just leave them in the case, and we can
Okay.
bust them if we need them.
Deets just kind of conjure back June.
Do you have the components for it?
Or we can conjure them back. I didn't know we need components.
It does require components. Let me check on it.
They're not
now.
expended.
I think it's 50 gold worth.
Yeah, they shouldn't. I don't think they're expended. Use.
They're consumed by fire in a brass brazier.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let me check.
Did we buy some and put it in the bag?
No. I've only got 2 uses, which I've used.
Gotcha.
Well, I didn't buy any more. At least.
I don't think I have any.
You are unable to summon any familiars back until you guys get that material.
Right.
Yep.
In that case, I will do a short funeral for June, like a small one on my own.
June's
Jazz
not
will play
dead.
it. Jazz will be the music for the funeral. They'll play a nice tune.
Well, apparently she's dead.
For now,
All right. It's a good thing you guys have a number of NPCs willing to help construct camp, or else this camp might not get done until sun up.
Amber, since Deed is occupied, I would specifically ask to set traps.
That can be done.
Does Raitzy have any skills she would be willing to impart?
You can cook. But so can Arn. She can scavenge. She can scavenge for supplies, like gather firewood, food, stuff like that. You don't get the sense that she's much of a combatant, given that she does. Yeah, she's not even armed.
Are you familiar with the genus Toxicodendrons?
Huh?
Poison ivy.
Oh, yes.
If you can find some, that could be useful.
I can look. Why?
We might be able to line the outside, and if anything, fighting while itching to death would be a lot more difficult.
Okay, I can look around. She just sort of walks out of camp and will return whenever.
And
Gets
then she
immediately
never
shot by arrows.
returns.
You get immediately shy. You guys hear a whistle in the distance and she never comes back.
Oh no.
Well, there goes the only person. Pretty will have a laugh.
She doesn't go like south, so she doesn't go east like the way you guys came in. Although south, you guys didn't come in either. She doesn't recall seeing any on the way in from a western direction, at least not to the amounts that you're looking for.
It's fine. And literally anything she can do to be useful.
All right. Can everyone just roll me? Actually, no, take that back. Not everyone. Let's see. Funeral, playing funeral music. What's Brenda doing?
Brendan is. Ow.
In pain?
To help. Sorry, I just scratching and accidentally hit something I shouldn't have, apparently.
Oof.
Yeah, Brendan's just gonna help. I mean, can he use... I doubt it would work, but could he use a disguise kit to, like, help masquerade the walls a little so it blends in a little?
I'll say yes for you in specific, given that you're the person that would be from this environment. So you probably had to have, in the past, stretched some usage on different tools. So I'll say yes.
Okay.
So, okay. Let's break this down.
So I just
Brendan-
realized something.
Because
This is
there's,
wide open, isn't it?
What's up?
Is this wide open?
This is a tree line as well.
So anyone could just walk in from that way?
Yes.
Okay.
Technically,
Yep.
yes.
We're gonna be.
Yeah.
I assume that's where you guys are camping or something. Yeah, this isn't walls of trees, which would be probably a big spell, but...
Yeah.
No plans for first contact. I'll say that's where Amber traps. In that avenue, that direction.
That'll work.
Because there's the ranger thing that allows them to disguise camps better. Which is basically what I... Yeah. Which is basically what I'm trying to do. Badly.
Yeah,
But
well,
you're trying board.
it will be what it be.
Yeah.
Roll disguise kit.
With what attribute? Dex?
Dex or wisdom, your choice.
They are
it's not-
exactly the same.
Okay, well, hey, that's pretty good actually.
Hey, 16.
On this approach, as you guys are manifesting up some fortifications, you take it upon yourself to go around and try to close it together so as to provide more light obscurity, as well as make it look a bit more natural, as opposed to a literally constructed fortification. There's only so much you can do, given that it is literally a bunch of things pushed together. But in the dark, you get the feeling that it would suffice to, well, as one is passing by it, look as like part of the environment.
Just on a cursory glance, it looks not out of place as the
Yeah.
intention. Cool.
Amber begins setting up traps. Some of you guys begin having a funeral. What is Redane, Sajaro, Oriana? What exactly are you guys aiming for?
I would like to see if I can get a diamond in working order for relief.
Right, that's what you want to do. Roll me your jewel cutters.
I believe in you.
Jewelers.
Do it. Do it, glorious son of a bitch.
What's that?
This would be Dex.
Dex. Normal.
This requires some fine work. Not bad. You begin breaking away some parts and pieces of it. There is a good amount of time, whether you call it wasted or spent is up to you, trying to get the right angling on this, because if you shave off too much, you start breaking into the gem itself. So you have to be very precise with these movements.
Yeah.
It does take up a good chunk of time. Well, at least until dinner time, that is. Oriana?
I have two kind of ideas, but one of them is probably just gonna get shoved off for potentially later. The one that probably won't is more or less just observation duty. Make sure we don't get jump attacked while setting up camp, because it doesn't seem like most Anushka and Rodra are doing that, but having a third set of eyes doesn't hurt.
Sure.
The second idea, which could probably be after we set up camp, is try to, how do I describe this? Do monk shit of kind of attuning to this environment to try and understand it a little better.
That one will be immensely hard for you.
That's
You're not
what
a
I
druid.
figured. Yes, it's not really her area.
You're not a druid or a ranger. That would be more their
Yeah.
speed, which is what their primal mark says.
Okay,
You could do it with Grandfather Redwood because he was a living creature that
Yeah.
allowed it to happen. But this is just
He
nature in
encouraged
general. You
Yeah.
can try, but you don't think it'll be particularly insightful.
With
That being said,
much-
roll me your perception.
Yeah. Just straight. I don't have maneuver. I don't know why I keep checking. I know there's not a perception one. I don't know why there's not a perception one. But I think 24 is fine.
At some point, closer towards dinner time, as Arn is preparing it, you do hear a whistle out in the woods towards the southern direction.
Whistle 2 south. She would make that known to Rodra and Anushka, who I'm guessing we're just putting off as default, keeping watch
Yeah,
people.
just don't worry about them.
Shove them in the corner. They're fine.
So that'll happen towards dinner time.
Yeah.
Before that, Redan, what are you gonna do?
So I'm just gonna ensure this stuff gets try to ensure this stuff gets done, setting up the boma, putting Zal and Vaso on that, because there probably are two strongest people that can get that done the quickest with dragging everything. We know Amber is on traps, so that should be covered. If she needs any other assistance, we can shift people over that way. Covers, use, I guess, Lambert, Kasai, anybody we have to get the cover. And then, seeing that this is open, shift to spikes down here. So even if they can get in, they're going to have to work for it, and it's going to be hard to move into.
Okay.
And
This is a lot of work, and there's only so many people helping in relatively short a time. That being said, roll me. But at some point, we're gonna make a custom skill for this, but not right now. Roll me your charisma, a charisma check. Actually, charisma plus proficiency, and you can use your commanding presence on this if you so choose.
Oh,
It's not a persuasion thing. You're not being persuasive to getting people moving. You're only just
Management.
leadership.
gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Oh my god. Okay, well, yeah, with a fucking nat 20.
36.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, just change that camp making skill. Just change it to leadership. I'm just gonna say you earn it now.
Nice.
Yeah, so this would encompass delegating responsibilities in a certain level of tactics, although I feel like tactics would probably be its own skill, but in general, tactics as well and all that sort of stuff. It takes a lot of efficient points on who's doing what, especially given that some people aren't helping. But you guys do manage to construct the camp in breakneck speeds. It does take some words of encouragement, which is say bark inspirations as well, but it does get completed to the specifications allocated, as well as Amber does say that, you know, as she was setting up traps, she also went a little bit further.
Excellent job.
And I'm not going to say what it is. That'll keep everyone guessing. Just for the love of the gods, don't go too far that direction. And she points like beyond the doorway.
Roger. I would put out all that information I could out to whoever would hear it.
Everyone's in relative nearby except for the 8C. So, eventually you guys do finish constructing camp in apparently various degrees of fortification, and this is around the time in which Oriana hears the whistle from the south. And about 10 minutes later, thereafter that, Raitzi comes back with an arrow in her torso.
Oh.
Oh,
To her credit, she does have a little bundle around the size of a purse of poison ivy. And
I mean,
she
that's
seems a
not
bit tweaked out, whacked out from blood loss. Like she looks a bit paler.
I thought she was
run over
going
and had a
north.
bottle of.
She went south.
Went south.
as I said.
Okay.
I don't have a potion anymore.
I do.
Or I do, and I've just. Oh no, I do. I've just put them at the
Save
top
your
of the
fucking
thing.
potions.
Yeah, maybe have the
Save them
medics
for
do
when
it.
we're in danger. Kasai, would you? She
Ouch.
nods. Okay, let's see. You sit down. I'm going to pull this arrow out. It will hurt. She nods. He grabs like a stick nearby. You're gonna want to bite down on this. 1, 2. Some healer's kit uses are busted out for this. They do their best to use different poultices to clean up and sanitize the wound. They have to fish around inside it and with little implements to make sure there's nothing else in it, dirt, branch, leaf, whatever, in whatever small capacity. Once they're confirmed it's clean, scrubbing out from inward to outward any debris. Try to enclose it with this sort of, it's not wax, but it's sort of like a sort of hardening salve that will try to keep the wound contained and allow it to close on its own after applying as well some topical anesthetic.
Good as new.
Yes, there.
Not as good as new. It'll probably take a little bit to heal, but the weird components here in the north, accelerated healing, if reported to be believed. And Kasai is knowledgeable and such. So, not good as new yet. Thank you.
Raitzi's? Okay, Raitzi is fine.
I would take what you got. Thank you, Ritz. You've earned your place here. Find rest. We'll get food to you.
Yeah, that's gotta be done real soon. Arn is like over a big like pot. He's like Cookie from Atlantis Lost Empire. Except he actually serves real food. Instead of what is it? The 4 food groups: bean, bacon, whiskey, and lard. What hellish combination that is.
If it works.
If it works, yeah. I got your 4 basic food groups: bean, bacon, whiskey, and lard.
Lard.
Ew.
You should not consume that much lard on a daily basis.
I love that movie so much. It was supposed
It's
to
a
be
great movie.
way longer, but it had to get cut like immensely. Like
That's
they're
a
supposed to have
shame.
an entire arc of them just traveling through the underground. Got clipped into a montage. Also, it's historically accurate because they only had 4 basic food groups back then.
Huh.
Yeah, so Helga, she's like, the men need the 4 basic food groups. That is true to the era. They only had 4 basic food groups back then. To which Cookie replies that. Fantastic movie. Wish it was longer. Oh well. Moving on. So, eventually, you guys do get distributed out your food for the evening. Anushka and Roger had to take turns getting and eating before taking the other one's post back on the same tree. It doesn't take a particularly insightful role to see that Vasa's still pretty bummed about this entire... all this. All this effort coming out here, people got shot by traps, and nothing to show for it. What the fuck is that? Is that a rocket launcher?
No, it's a cat.
No, it's a kobold launcher.
It's a kobold javelin launcher? Javelin. Oh my god.
That
That's
is like
this on real life.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It's fair enough, you know. Get it going.
Leave it to the kobolds. Anyways, sorry, I saw that and I had a comment on it because it looks so fucking ridiculous.
After anyone's done doing their stuff, I'll go talk to us.
He's just sort of very mildly eating. Like, he's eating, but he's not like scarfing it down like he normally does. He has a lack of appetite. There we go.
Anorexia, yes. that's the dead honest. That's the term for it. Anorexia.
Really?
Anorexia.
When you like have a lack of appetite from like being sad.
Yep. Anorexia nervosa is the disease you're thinking.
Oh. Wow.
Oh, sorry, disorder, not a disease.
Because of the mental state.
Yeah, that's great. Well, yeah, there you go. Eating this venison and tater stew.
Just go over to
Oh,
him.
that sounds good.
You better eat up. You're gonna need your strength when we get this work.
I don't know if this thing is even going to work at this rate. And he just sort of flicks his like spoon and like some drops of the stew fly on it.
I would just wait for him to look back up and just have a stern gaze.
Before he returns his head up, he does like sort of not mutter but quietly remark, "The girl to Suya did say it wouldn't last forever. I'm just wondering if it." Never mind. And he looks up. Sees your stern gaze.
All it takes for you to give up on your dream.
Roll me insight.
Why is my sheet closed down?
Riti, in the meantime, is just sort of like picking at her wound, but when she's not doing that, she's just sort of weaving different vines into little crowns. Little flower crowns. Also, that's another fucking nat 20.
You should
Bro.
just roll good.
Yeah, just rolled good.
Big money.
Also, I think I've rolled the most nat ones this term too.
Jesus Christ. Okay, with a nat 20, there's a part of Vasa that wants to blame you guys for taking too long for this. He doesn't say it, because that would be rude. And he also knows deep down in his heart that that's not true. Not to the degree he wants to blame you for, at least. And yeah, that's sort of a stigma in him right now. He wants to blame you guys. It is your guys' decision that took you the opposite direction. Maybe this did run out of time, and you guys ran out of time to get here. And then all the traps happened too. But that's not right. You guys saved Tolis. You guys are good people. He knows it's not right to blame you so cleanly. But it definitely sits in his mind, even if he doesn't voice it.
We're not done here just because we didn't find Perseus. This is a trial ground after all. Don't forget that's more than swinging a sword.
I think in there is supposed to be the trials. What Suya had said was to be believed. Not that we can get there now.
And every trial is different. You were never afraid to swing a sword. But perhaps your trial is out here.
Swinging a sword's all I know how to do.
Then grow.
I don't know what gods are listening, but I hope they show me something, or else this is gonna be a trial I'm failing at this rate.
The gods gave you more than the ability to swing a sword. So use it.